Hey everybody, it's Corey and Dave.
Yep.
I know. When I point to you, you're supposed to say your name.
I was like, don't touch me.
I didn't touch you.
You were really close. I could smell your hand. It was not
That's
good.
creepy.
I don't know. You were the one who put it there. Hey guys! So we're here today to talk about a writer that is coming into his own in two different parts of the comic book world. Someone who stuck around and was a big name on the indie market, and now we see in a lot of DC books.
Yeah, he's exploding. I mean, if you don't know who he is, then you don't pay attention much. Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, jerk.
Jeff Lemire is awesome. His independent stuff is very highly acclaimed. Underwater Welder,
Yep.
which was all creator owned, beautifully done. He does everything in the book. Writes it, does all the art. It's gorgeous.
His art style.
It's very unique, but it's awesome.
It's very Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, it's very distinctive.
It's awesome.
I love it. His most probably known thing he's done is Sweet Tooth, which just ended a few months ago. It was 40 issues, but they're all going to be in trade form. The trades sell very well. It's a very emotional story. I know it's one of your favorites.
It's one of my favorites. Good thing too is that it's you can pick up all the trades. Like I said, was a finite series. Ended maybe like a month and a half ago.
A couple months ago, right around New Year's, I think it was.
So close enough.
Yeah.
I mean, for you people on the internet, because time stands still, it could be years ago. Because people are going to be talking about this video for years to come.
Anyways,
Corey.
yeah. Well, it was 40 issues, so
40 issues, couple trades. Trades for the most part range anywhere from like $12 to like $18, really depending on it. And great art, like I said, Jeff Lemire art, great story, awesome. And the colors in this. Sometimes it'll be basic coloring. Sometimes it'll be like watercolor. It's awesome. So the main story, I always describe to people, it's like a mixture of The Road, kind of any post-apocalyptic story, but one that you haven't heard yet. So it's all about how this disease has come, everybody is slowly dying off, and at the same time, random children are being born as half animal. As you see, like Gus on the cover, who is half deer boy.
He's the main character.
He's the main character, and he's born in the woods, and all he knows is these woods, the cabin that was built by his father and his father. And he's told that the world ended and the apocalypse is outside of these woods. So that's all he knows. And slowly he starts finding chocolate bars, and he gets pulled out into this crazy apocalyptic world, and basically realizes what's going on. And there's the different groups. There's people that worship the animal people. There's people who want to murder the animals because they believe by getting rid of them, they'll get rid of the disease. And then, of course, there's scientists who are trying to either learn from them or dissect them to figure out how to save the virus. And then from there, it's just heartfelt, wacky antics as they travel across the U.S., try to get up into like Canada, Alaska to see.
And don't ruin it, but I know the ending is very emotional.
Oh, the whole book is emotional. Okay. It's a real tearjerker, Corey.
No, I remember when issue 40 came out. It was a big deal, and it was a Vertigo book, which always are like small sellers with like a core group. This sold close to a mainstream book. That's how much it was. Like it was almost like a Sandman, Why the Last Man type book. It's the way people embraced it and took it. And it was people would come in Wednesday morning when it came out, run and get it and read it, and they just wanted more. They wait for the trades to come out. The trades still sell well. It's I think it's one of those stories that like 5-10 years from now, when you look at the top trades, the most consistent selling ones, like Batman Long Halloween, Civil War, like I said before, Sandman, Fables. I think Sweet Tooth is always going to be in there because it has one of those books you recommend and you never hear anything bad about. People are just going to like it, and it's just going to grow. And it works.
It's just like Walking Dead, where when you start reading, you just get hooked. A lot of people say once you finish the first trade, it's weird. You're reading a couple issues, and then at one point, you don't know why, but you just have to keep going. It's just such likable characters and such interesting characters. And like I said, post-apocalypse, how many times have we seen that before?
It was a different take on it, though. So.
It's new. It's awesome.
And Jeff Lemire, because DC realized what they had, they pretty much opened up the doors for him. He's going to be doing a new Constantine book, which is going to be out now. #1 just hit the shelves. Also, he's doing Green Arrow. Green Arrow was a dying title, almost dead.
Yeah.
It was getting panned. Nobody liked it.
They tried to put him into the Justice League, and people were like, enough of that.
No, it just didn't work. And
so what do you do with that kind of character? You give him to Jeff Lemire.
Jeff Lemire. And it should have been number 1, but they didn't. So number 17, his arc kicks in, and it's a whole new book, a whole new character, and it is it's been, people love it. I mean, the sales have doubled, literally, since he took over, which is phenomenal. Which is, he's also doing Justice League Dark, which isn't a top seller, but it's a solid seller. It sells very consistently, which is a big deal in comics. It's I know he did some of the other like dark characters. So Frankenstein before Matkin took over. So he's awesome. I mean, they know what his niche is, and they're giving it to him, and they're just kind of letting it go. So Lemire, I think, is going to be one of those guys like a Scott Snyder, or Brian K. Vaughan, where you're going to have this following where people are just going to buy his books because of who he is.
Yep.
And it's awesome. I'm glad that comics now are so much stronger than they were in the 90s when it was all artists. In the 90s, all you knew was the artist name, and you would just buy them because they had flashy colors, cool covers, a big splash page, and no story. Where now, comics are so strong with readers, especially now because the average reader is like 21 years old.
Yep.
Which is good and bad. It's bad because you need more kids, but it's good because the stories are good. They're geared towards that audience and that market, and it works. And the college crowd loves these guys, and he's like 36 years old. He's young. He's not like an old guy writing a superhero. These guys, you can relate to them. They're your age. They grew up with the same things you grew up with. They know how to write to you, and it works.
And I mean, when it comes to the New 52, that's why they launched things like Animal Man and Swamp Thing. It's Scott Snyder, Jeff Lemire, 2 names that a lot of excitement going before them. Would I have picked up Animal Man before or Swamp Thing? Probably not.
And those are 2 books.
Once I saw the name attached to it and read it, it's incredible.
And those are 2 books that have always had respect. Everybody likes Animal Man and Swamp Thing. The books never last. They always come and go. Especially, they were never top sellers. I know Alan Moore and like Morrison and stuff like that had attached them, but they didn't really get big until after their run, and it was collected. When the books came out, the diehards bought it, but it was never a top seller.
When New 52 came out, I remember our first print of Animal Man #1 was kind of a big deal. People were in here talking about it. They're like, I need to get the first print.
And it's still selling well.
It's awesome.
It's for a book like Animal Man to be a consistent seller and not one of the bottom sellers, that's a big deal. And I'm not knocking the character. He's just not a big seller. He never has been. And now he is. Now he's it's a solid book. I mean, Justice League Dark is selling well. I mean, whoever thought that would happen? It's doing well, and people love it. The back issue sell, the trade sells. It's doing good.
Some B-list characters from DC.
Yeah.
Some of the B-list, I feel like they skip lists. They were like, all I have left is the D-list paper. Well, let's just write all the B-lists on the D-list. But
Jeff Lemire, definitely check it out. Like I said, Underwater Welder is my biggest recommendation for the whole thing.
Definitely.
And Sweet Tooth, a very close second. And Green Arrow, obviously. It's going to take a while before Green Arrow really gets up there, but I think when he's done with his run, it's going to be legendary. So definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Look him up online, Jeff Lemire. Come in here. We'll show you, what else he's written. And we got pretty much everything in stock. So
yeah, come talk to us. We don't bite too hard.
Anyways, it's Dave, Corey, Zapp Comics, Wayne, New Jersey. See you next time. Bye, guys.
It's a cool box. Curse me. Corey Brown. So strong.
Don't help me nothing, Dave. I got him.
This is a heavy one.